Welcome back to our channel. In this video you get to follow us along through the process of rehabbing this gate. Now this gate is on the front of the house. It's a courtyard gate, and what we're doing is we take this gate that looks ordinary and we apply a plasma cut panel to it, repaint it, fix anything that needs to be fixed, and reinstall it on the house. And take a gate that looks ordinary and make it extraordinary. So always our first step is to remove the gate, and we got to get it back to the shop. And then once we have the gate, we make a design, we draw it up in Fusion 360, we get it approved from the customer, we cut it out and apply it to the gate. Now that's the most simplest explanation of what we do. It's a little bit more involved, and we'll take you through that process. Here we're just finishing up the design, running it through Fusion 360, creating the tool path for our plasma cutter, and getting it ready to cut. So here we have a sheet of 16 gauge on the table, and with our fine cut consumables and our Hypertherm 45 XP, we're running 250 inches a minute. That's what it's cutting it at 78 volts on the torch height control. If this is your first time to our channel, welcome. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're returning, well, we thank you for that. We really appreciate all the support. This YouTube channel has been a fun experience and a learning experience at that. It's something that we enjoy doing. We like providing these videos, and we appreciate everybody who comes and watches. I gotta tell you, this plasma table has been a game changer for us in our shop. So this 16 gauge for this torch is nothing at all for it. It's really easy for it to cut. It does a really nice job. The cut quality is superb, and we couldn't be happier. And no matter how many times I've seen this thing cut, I still find myself just staring at it, watching it do its job. There, it's all done with the cut. We take out all those pieces, and you just see this thing is just going to come out nice and easy. Back at our table, we're going to clean up this backside. It's a little bit rusty. This piece was sitting on that water table for a few days, and it got just a little bit rusty. So we're going to clean it up real quick with this flap disc, and then we'll prime the backside of it. We'll turn it over, clean up the front, and then get it ready for paint. So the front side doesn't need much cleaning. It just has a little bit of an oil film on it, so we take our proprietary concoction and spray it down and wipe it down, and we'll get it ready for paint. We'll scuff it up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite before we paint it, and that's about it. So this is the color that the homeowner wanted. It matches the rest of the gates on their house, and we'll apply 2 to 3 coats of this, and we'll sand in between. And we go ahead and get this painted, and while that's drying, then we can work on the rest of the gate. And as you may have noticed from the sweat on my shirt, it's about 115 degrees in the shop today. So this paint dries really quickly. So as you see us go through and painting this, and we clean the gate up, get it nice and clean, and then we'll sand that down, hit it with some Scotch-Brite if we have to, whatever it takes to get it cleaned up and ready for paint. Well, so this service that we provide, a lot of the times the gate on the person's house, the customer's house, is fine. There's nothing wrong with the gate. So to alleviate an added expense of rebuilding the gate, what we can do, or what we do, is we take their existing gate and update it with a decorative panel, repaint it, fix anything that they might need fixed, and we could do it at quite a bit cheaper, less expensive than rebuilding the entire thing. And as you'll see at the end of this video, and you may have caught it at the beginning, it's a dramatic difference from the old to the new. And our customers are very pleased with the final product. And the other benefit to this process is we usually have the gate off of their house for less than 24 hours. We schedule it to where we go and we can pick it up, bring it to the shop, we do what we need to do, and we can have it back the next day. Now, there was nothing broken or anything that needed to be fixed on this gate, so this one was pretty simple. But we decided, and the customer agreed, to have the inside of the gate to be painted this green color. So when we apply that piece over the top of it, it's a leaf pattern. The leaves will show green from the back side of the gate. It's a nice little feature. Now we'll go over this green a couple of times. This gate has a screen on it, and it's hard to get all those little nooks and crannies and holes on the screen. So we end up coating it a couple of times just to make sure we have good coverage. And it'll be the same for this color. We end up going over this gate a couple of times just to make sure we get everything nice and covered. Now to put this color on the front and not paint the green, that we just use a scrap piece of metal as a masking board, if you will, to paint this outside edge. So once all the paint's good and dry, we lay it up on the table and we just take some silicone. We're running the silicone around the outside edge of this gate where the panel's going to go. That's going to help seal it from water and help it from rattling and such. We lay the panel on top and get ready to fasten it to the gate. So for this particular one, we're just drilling some 1/8" holes and using some rivets to secure it to the front of that gate. And that's all that's really required. Here we're just installing the lever lock back onto it and getting it ready to deliver and install back on the house. Here we are back at the house, and this is simply a matter of bolting it back to the ground and to the walls and making sure everything's adjusted just right. And once again, there's the old, and then the new. Thanks for watching.